What's up, YouTube? We are live. Football is back. I'm excited to dive into this, guys. Welcome. We are talking breakouts. Football is back. Our first live of the season, guys. You know what to do. Drop a comment, smash it, tap it, slap it. People got to realize we'll be going live 8:30 here, answering your fantasy football questions, making this interactive. If you're new to the channel, smash it, tap it, slap it. People aren't even aware. They're all sitting there watching this garbage preseason game. I turn it on. I see CJ Stroud in street clothes. What's up with that? Like, seriously, like street clothes? Like, what's going on here? Why aren't these guys suited up? Preseason or not, I don't care. You need to get on the field. Welcome to the channel, guys. Drop your comments below. Smash it, tap it. Hit the thumbs up, guys. Let's go. Let's say some hi. JD plays in the house. Tattoo Destroyer. Mr. DJ Mystery, what's up? William. What's up, William Greenstone? Brian French, what's going on? Brian is probably the most commenting person on the channel. Like, I've never seen someone comment so much. So, you know what? Why don't we do that? Why don't we do? Brian, do you have the summit ticket yet? We're gonna give you a free summit ticket just for being the most interactive here. A free ticket to the Fantasy Sports Summit for Brian. Do you have a ticket yet? Have you not got it? If so, Brian, you get one right now. So email me. Joe@ffcounselor.com, Joe@ffcounselor. I'm going to hook you up with a free ticket to the Fantasy Sports Summit, August 21st, 7:30. I'm in that type of giving mood. Well, what's up? What's up, Brian? I'm assuming you don't have a ticket to the summit. Email me, Joe@ffcounselor.com. You got to prove it's you, though. So give me, we'll talk. We'll figure out who it's you. What's up, Mike in the house? What do you think of Ridley with Hopkins? I like him. He gets a major boost. So let's talk a little bit about some news and notes here. You guys know who Breaking Brad is, don't you? He's on the show here.
We now have breaking news.
Oh, breaking news.
We now have breaking news.
You guys didn't think Breaking Brad, he has to be here. What's up, Cedric? Cedric in the house. Brad is in the house. Anthony Harrison, what's up? Keon Coleman, 2,000 yards, 20 touchdowns. Yeah, drop your questions below. In the news here, I heard that Geno Smith is dealing with some sort of hip issue. Not good, right? Not good if you're a big DK Metcalf advocate. I'm not drafting DK Metcalf anyway. But we got Geno Smith with an injury. We got Justin Herbert, who's dealing with a plantar fasciitis or whatever it's called. It's basically, guys, if you don't know what the plantar fasciitis thing is, whatever, basically what it is, I looked this up. I'm not a doctor or anything. I ended up looking this up. So there's this muscle, or like right between, it's like a tendon, I would say, muscle tendon. Again, I'm not a doctor, but it's some sort of wire that's connecting from remember the knee bone's connected to the ankle bone, right? So it's like some sort of like wire or mesh that's basically from your heel to your toe. So it's that stuff that's under your foot. It's that cushion that's under your foot. Yeah, that got all messed up with Justin Herbert, right? So it's like that cushion. It's your foot shock absorber in theory, right? So that got messed up, plantar fasciitis or whatever it's called, and Justin Herbert's banged up. Drop your questions below, guys. I want to take a sip of water here. Charbonnet or Kenneth Walker. I mean, Kenneth is a starter. Like I'm personally fading both those guys, to be honest with you. I have zero stock in those guys at all. Like, I have zero stock. Where's my breaking news here? Okay. Got to get my breaking news banner. Again, guys, I'm asking you guys to turn on the bell. I'm going to be going live. I'm going to do it every night at 8:30 for at least a half hour, get into some of your questions here, make it interactive. There is like a package you can get if you subscribe to this channel. Your questions come up, you get like a perk or something. I get to your questions like guaranteed. You just got to subscribe. Also, if you haven't gotten 16 rounds, go grab it right now. Use code SMASH. Who's gotten 16 rounds here? Give me a hands up or drop a comment. 16 rounders in the house. If you are drafting with those 16 rounds, you're drafting blind. I'm blind, literally. Like, you really need to get 16 rounds. I'm going to be doing the August mock draft probably in a week or so, and I'm glad I'm waiting a little bit longer. I want to get that last mock draft in. I don't want to wait too long, but I want to wait long enough to see how things fizzle out. Already injuries, man. We got DeAndre Hopkins. He's got a knee injury. Apparently, it's going to be 4 to 6 weeks. And with 4 to 6 weeks, it's like, okay, he should be ready for week 1, they're saying, but I don't know. I really question that. But Calvin Ridley definitely gets a boost. 100% gets a boost. I liked Calvin Ridley this year. I think Will Levis, big time. We're talking breakouts here today. I think Will Levis, man, if you're going to get a super flex, your second quarterback or a third quarterback in a super flex, Levis has got that upside. Now, obviously, with losing Hopkins, and I told you, avoid Hopkins. He's in kind of that over the cliff year. Could this injury have been the reason to sideline him? I don't know. A couple 16-rounders in the house. What's up, Hassan? What's up, JD Plays? What's up, Mario Silva? Okay, so how do I get 16 rounds? Let me just post it here for you. That's a good question, man. I got to post this here. So who are we talking about here? Oh, yeah. Like Hopkins. Is it the end of the road for DeAndre Hopkins? It very well could be. Like, you have these older wide receivers. They have these over-the-cliff type years. Here you go. I'm going to paste this. Tell me if you got... There's 16 rounds for you. I don't even know how to pin this sucker. Can you pin this? I can star it. Okay, there you go. So there's the link to 16 rounds. Yeah, man. It's like... It says straight talk analysis with no chaser. Love your content. Thank you, man. But yeah, with Hopkins, it's like at the end of the day, man, it's like I don't like older wide receivers. I like receivers and players with a lot of upside, right? And he's been falling off the past couple of years. So I have no desire to draft Hopkins. But again, this injury, if it lingers, really boosts Calvin Ridley. And who else they got there? Is it Tyler Boyd or something like that? The way I'm picturing it is, again, I'm a big Tajay Spears ambassador. He was on the show. Go back and watch the show a couple days ago. Tajay Spears on the show. This could actually be good for Tajay if Hopkins is sidelined, because I could see Pollard lining up as a receiver. I really do, because I saw that in training. And training camp, right? I'm just getting over a sore throat. I just got some sort of bug going here. The last little bit of bug before before the season, I need my energy back because I got to go full hard this year. So I don't know. I see maybe Pollard lining up as a receiver and then more usage in the running game for Tajay Spears. I could be wrong, but this injury could favor Tajay Spears. Be very interesting here. Let's keep going through some questions here. What's your ideal position to draft? That's a good question here. So this year, the way it's worked out for me is I've been drafting later. Now, I was fortunate in my 2K buy-in league to go 8th. I think I went 8th, and I ended up getting Bijan, which again, I'm very grateful. I ended up getting him. I like him. So I would say as late enough that I can get a Bijan or a Breece Hall, that'd be good. Now, Breece comes off a little earlier, 4th overall type thing. So I like that. I don't mind drafting. First overall is always nice as well. I don't mind going anywhere really, because I think there's enough balance where I can get the players that I want early. But that being said, if I go 12th, I'm not getting Bijan, I'm not getting Breece, which again kind of bothers me. But you can nicely stack maybe a Saquon and a Gibbs if you want the running backs, or even like a Saquon or Henry or a Gibbs Henry, or you can stack 2 running backs or even a Kyron there if you're really interested in a Kyron. A Gibbs Kyron would be nice. So I don't mind going 12th. Then you come back and then possibly get your ace quarterback and then ace wide receiver, maybe a Malik Neighbors or something like that. I really believe, guys, let me take the news off here because we're done with news. I think just a couple of injuries. We talked about Herbert. We talked about Geno Smith. We talked about Hopkins' injury. I think we covered a lot there. But anyway, back to what I was saying with draft strategy. I think this is going to be the year of the rookies. Let me know if you guys second my opinion. There's a lot of guys that are going to break out. Keon Coleman, Ladd McConkey, if Herbert stays healthy. You got Malik Neighbors. You got Marvin Harrison. You got Brian Thomas Jr. You got sleepers like Troy Franklin. There's a lot of guys that I think at the wide receiver position could really break out, and they're going for immense value, honestly. Like, it's going to be a year where I think Xavier Legette, there you go. Another guy. I just feel this is the year you can actually wait on wide receiver. I know everybody's like, oh, go on wide receivers early. I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy talk because you got to think here, man. There's only a handful of running backs that are viable, okay? You got, off the top of my head, I'm not reading off a chart. Look, I can do my eyes closed here. You got CMC, which I don't believe in. Breece Hall. I do this way too much. I know it's off my top of my head. I'm kind of going order of ADP. So you got, I'm not just doing this to show off. I just know it. CMC, Breece Hall. You got Bijan. Then you got Gibbs. You got Kyron Williams. You got Saquon Barkley kind of at the end of the, end of round one there. Who else am I missing here for running back early on? You got like a handful of running backs. And then after that, it's like, what's next? I mean, you got your ATN, who I'm not really sold on. I'm not really crazy on ATN, right? There's certain running back, Pacheco, who's going to be safe, but lacks that upside massive ceiling. There's a bunch of running backs in there that, early round where I'm just like, like who's the other guy? Rashad White. Like, I have no desire to draft Rashad White on my roster. I think he's gonna be safe, but I think there's other guys there that could emerge. Again, if you don't get an early running back, then you got some question marks. But I still am aware of some really good running backs, like a guy like Zamir White, who could have that top 10 upside that you can get later. And again, if you haven't gotten 16 rounds, make sure you guys grab it. Let me leave the tag there. Again, you guys have to get 60 rounds because, again, you're going to have that ironclad roster. And again, for everybody on this live, use code SMASH to save you a couple bucks on 16 rounds. Go grab it right now. I would actually get off this live and go do that. And then you could just jump right into the content. You're going to get a login and you're going to be set. You're going to have all my mock drafts, all my sleepers. I price it so everybody gets in. And I want everybody to win their leagues that listens to my channel, because if I don't create something that, where people win, it's like, why would you come back? Then I don't make a living off it, right? But I can go and do what everyone else does. I can go create this draft kit and basically just rhyme everything off based on ADP. I see people drafting Nico Collins round 2. And I want to give you guys a quick reminder. What's up, Julie? Justin Thomas, what's up? Let's go 8:30 every night. So set your alarm clocks, turn on the bell. This is the first live. Fantasy football is back. And just dealing with a sore throat today. So I'm just getting over it. Got to stay hydrated here. I like doing these lives because I like to be like humble. Like, again, I've got the biggest brand in fantasy and I know that. But the thing is, it's like, I still want you guys. I don't feel like I'm better than anybody else. So I want to make it interactive. When I started this, honestly, I wanted to like be as responsive as I can. And then my DM, like I'll show you my DM, like it's stupid. It just got to the point where I just can't get back to everybody. Honestly, like it got stupid, and if I show you my DM, I'll be straight up with you guys on this live. Like it's honestly stupid. So this is my DM, honestly, like look at this and look at me. I try to get back to as many people as I can. Look at this. Look. I can sit here. There's probably like 10,000, no more, probably more like 100,000 DMs. I'm not just doing this to brag. I'm just like there's so many quiet, like I opened this one here, like this guy right here. Again, my DM is inundated. Why does, I like this camera, but for some reason it doesn't like to pick up on, I don't know. It doesn't like to zoom in on stuff. See, I get questions like this. So this guy is saying, so I have the third pick in a keeper league. I start out with Gibbs 3 and Richardson 1. I'm thinking like, I just can't, and it gives me an option, block, delete, accept. I got about, I don't know, 100,000 of these over the years that I just haven't been able to open, right? I can't do it. I can't get back to everybody. When I first started this channel in 2016, I was getting back to everybody. I just can't do it anymore. So I do have a direct coaching, guys. I'm going to link it here below. Go to my website, thefantasyfootballaccounts.com. Book your call. They're booking up fast. So I get on the call and I can customize your league. We can talk about, your dynasty league, your keeper league. We can actually sit down for half an hour on the phone and hammer this out. So direct coaching, I'm making that available this year. If you don't, or you can just get 16 rounds, which is cover your bases. Let's do a Q&A here. But again, also breakouts before that. Drop your questions in the Q&A. Theo Johnson, I want to talk about him. He caught my radar recently. I think there's something there. I was reading that the coaches want to use him kind of like Gronk. They said they've been watching Gronk videos and they want to use Theo Johnson like that. And there's an opportunity there, man. There's no more Waller on the Giants. So Theo Johnson, breakout, potentially. There could be something there, man. You got Theo Johnson. You've got, who else do we got here? Ben Sinnott, another breakout guy. I mean, with Jane Daniels, there could be a couple sleepers there for you. Anthony Richardson, let's talk about him. What do you guys think of Anthony Richardson? Jeffrey, I did a video on Superflex. Go back a couple, let's say 5 videos. I did a video on Superflex. Go check it out. But I'll tell you in a second about Superflex. But I also want to talk about Anthony Richardson. I mean, the guy could really, really boom. I'm just not sold on a guy that's only played, 4 games in the NFL. It's like drafting a rookie quarterback. Like, how could you do that? How could you just draft a rookie quarterback and feel warm and fuzzy? That's where I have a bit of an issue with Anthony Richardson. And in the games that he did play, he got hurt. And they said they're not going to stop him from running, which again, if you run that much, you're a big liability for injury. So you've been injured. They're gonna unleash you again. And it's like, do I trust you? You're quarterback 5. Very expensive. Very, very expensive. Okay. So, man, I don't know if I trust Richardson. I just don't know if I could do it myself personally. But if you guys want to, you guys could go ahead and draft Richardson. I don't believe in him. Stroud's good. I think round 2's a little early for CJ Stroud. Now in Superflex, obviously you got to get him early. A guy was asking about Superflex. What I do with Superflex, this is what I do depending on where you draft. So let's stick with me on the Superflex strategy, okay? Stick with me. A lot of leagues are going Superflex, so it's good to have this in your arsenal. Now, if you're drafting like later, like in the round, let's say you're drafting 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, you're not getting a top quarterback. Like, everyone's going to draft Hurts, Mahomes, they're all going to be gone. So at this point, now you're basically in the position where you're spending a first-round pick on I wouldn't say a tier 2 quarterback. I still think a lot of guys are going to do well. Like, you probably get a Jordan Love or something like that. But you're not getting a top tier quarterback with that rushing upside. Maybe Jaden Daniels falls at the end of round 1. You get what I'm saying? Like, some of these guys, the hypothetical could break out. What I do is, no matter where I'm drafting, I like to draft a running back. I like to draft a running back and multiple running back. I like to load up. So I'll give you a quick example of my Superflex league right now. By the way, I got all the sleepers in the Superflex league. I'm going to pull it up here. I'll tell you my team in the first 3 rounds. Bijan, Barkley, and Gibbs were my first 3 players. Now, mind you, my starting quarterback is Kirk Cousins and Will Levis, and I got another backup on the bench who's a starter. You got to make sure you have 3 starters, okay? But I want to make sure that I took off, and I also got a true wide receiver 1, right? I was able to get 4 skilled positions, and then I started looking at quarterback. And you don't want to wait too long. I think like Kirk Cousins area is as far as you want to go. And there's guys that are going to break out. Like, we're talking breakouts, like a Will Levis or something like that. But you don't want to wait too long. You know what I'm saying? But you want to load up on those running backs because it is scarce. Because all those people that took quarterbacks with the first 2 picks are going to be scrambling to get those skilled positions. But now you've got 4 in a Superflex league. You've exploited it. You've basically got 3 to 4 players that are typically drafted in round 1 of a regular league. And you got them because everybody else went quarterback. Does that make sense? So you're maximizing all your roster positions, and then you still get a viable quarterback. Example, last year, CJ Stroud and Jordan Love, right? They weren't drafted early. In fact, I had Jared Goff and Jordan Love in my Superflex league, and those guys finished amazing last year. And I got all the running backs. So you guys, again, that's what I do for Superflex. I really exploit the opportunity to get those running backs and those skilled position or an ace wide receiver in the first 3 to 4 picks. And then I start looking, and then it gets to a point where a lot of people by the 4th round have already got 2 quarterbacks, so they're very unlikely to grab a 3rd quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So you're really in a position where you can wait a little bit and just get the best available quarterback. Does that make sense? So that's what I do with Superflex. And again, it's up to you guys. Nicholas says, I got the 11th pick in my Superflex, and based on mock drafts, I get Bijan and Amon to start off. Exactly. And again, you just got to watch so you don't wait too long. You still want to, it'd be nice if Goff doesn't fall that far. You could probably end up with, like a Kirk Cousins or someone like that, and Aaron Rodgers. But Cousins and Rodgers as your 2 quarterbacks after you've gotten 3 workhorse running backs and ace wide receiver is not that bad. Okay. Other breakouts. So let's get some questions here, which are pertaining to breakouts here. Michael asks, what order? I should put up the questions here. What am I not? There you go. That's not the question. That's the one I'm trying to pull out here. I got to start pulling up these questions here. For all you guys that are in here, make sure you guys turn on the bell. I'm going to be doing this live every single night, and grab the 60 round draft search if you haven't got it. Let's see. I'm just checking out news reports. I got the live game. Texans are winning 10-0 right now. It's crazy. What order do you like? Coleman, McConkey, Brian Thomas? I'd probably lean in that order the way this sits right now. That being said, I think McConkey could be an absolute PPR machine. I think Brian Thomas Jr. is going to be the one on that offense. I think that Trevor Lawrence is going to have a bounce back year. I think he's going to be outstanding. The reason being is I just think Coleman is just a freak athlete. He's amazing. Josh Allen is too good. The talent around there isn't that good. McConkey, I think Brendan Rice could break out too. There's another breakout for you since we're talking breakouts. But there you go. 3 breakouts right there for you that are rookies that could be absolutely amazing. And probably in that order, Michael. That's a great question. Let's just drop. Hey, Brian, I got your email here. I'll look after you. I got to figure out how to give you access to that event. And I'll just give you a registration link. You're set. So Brian, since Brian was the most interactive because he's on every video every morning, he gets free access to the Fantasy Sports Summit because he's just so amazing. That's why, Brian. That's a good enough reason, right? You're amazing. You're probably the most interactive. I see your name so much, and that's what I want to do. Like I see certain names. Like right now, I could tell you who's like kind of in my comments all the time that I see all the time that stands out. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. J Work sounds familiar. I see you quite a bit. DJ Mitri. I don't remember you too much on the YouTube comments, but I want to start seeing you guys more. So turn on the bell. Edward says he's the most active. I don't see you as much. It sounds familiar, but there's certain names that I see every morning. Like, and Edward, I don't see you as much. Who else is there? Gabian Mundo. What's up? What's up, Gabe? Bye, Jan. That's right. I think Jacob, you know what? I just was reading today, speaking of breakouts, again, I'm going to keep on this breakout theme. Marshawn Lloyd, again, he was he missed the first couple, training camp days, but he's looking good. Like he's fun to watch from what I hear, So yeah, man, Marshawn Lloyd, there could be something there. I think he's really good enough that I think like when you see him run and when you see Jacobs run, Marshawn Lloyd will kind of look the way Gibbs does compared to Montgomery. I think it's going to be that type of situation there in Green Bay. I really think Marshawn Lloyd could be that good. It says, don't speak his name. Which name are we talking about? I'm not sold on Joe Mixon. He's already banged up. He's dealing with some sort of quad thing, isn't he? Joe Mixon. Paul. Paul's a name I recognize. This guy, Paul, right here. What up, Paulie? Hey, yo, Paulie, what's up? I'm a big Rocky guy. See, Rocky's in the back. Hey, it's a Paulie. You know Paulie? Yeah, man, it's just like with the breakouts, man, Marshawn Lloyd, there could be something there. Anthony Richardson, we talked about. Any other breakouts that you guys think? I mean, there's a lot of rookie breakouts, potentially. Audric Estime is doing well in camp, but so is Javonte Williams. So I don't know about that. That's a weird situation. Javonte playing for his life, which is understandable. He looks good. So I don't know if that position is going to be available unless Javonte gets hurt. But Audric Estime, it's such a weird year because there's just so much breakout potential with rookies, like, and wide receivers particularly. And man, oh man, someone's saying Bowers. Something about Bowers, it's that offense. It's a quarterback that's not really getting me like over the moon excited. You know what I'm saying? Drop your questions below. I'll get to some right now. Let's rapid fire some questions. Where's my banner here for that? If you haven't gotten 60 rounds, go grab it right now. Smash a thumbs up, drop a comment. Where's my thumb up? Okay, let's get to some questions here. I'm not really crazy on Josh Downs. I heard he's doing pretty well in training camp. I'm not as crazy about him. And I'm got blurry here for 1 second. Let me just zoom back out here and get back into focus. Come on. This thing's kind of got me out of focus here because I moved too much and now I'm kind of out of focus. It's not picking up on my face. Okay, we're just going to have to deal with Blurred Joe until this thing comes back into focus. There you go. I think I'm back, kind of. There we go. All right, there we go. We're back. Yeah, man, it's like CJ Stroud and Richards. Let's get to that question. I'd probably lean CJ Stroud just because I feel safer. I like the offensive weapons. I feel good about that. DJ Mitri. I'd lean Stroud. Who else is there? Minshew Mania. Don't care for him. David Montgomery breakout season. No. Some people saying Marshawn Lloyd. Yes, I like him. Edward says, what about me? Would you draft Nick Chubb and back him up with Jerome Ford? See, that's another thing. Let me give you guys a little handcuffing rule here. Never, ever handcuff, okay? Always, always, always draft your starter, example, by Jan, and never, ever draft like an Algier, okay? I would more likely do a Braylon Allen to Breece Hall. If you go by Jan, get Braylon Allen, okay? Because there's a chance that if Breece goes down, now you've got Braylon Allen. Well, you're saying, well, Joe, what if Bijan goes down? You don't have his handcuff. That's not how I think. I'm always offense, right? In my mind, I'm offensively minded. So this is a good, take some notes here. This is very, very important. Instead of thinking, I got Bijan or Bijan, whatever you want to call him, I got Bijan and, he goes down. I'm not thinking he goes down. I think he's going to be the top running back. That's my mentality. But I have enough depth on my team that if Bijan does go down, I still got Saquon or Henry or whatever. I got enough depth where my team's still good. That's why you got to go running back heavy early and throughout the draft. So stick with me here. So I'm better off all in on Bijan, and then I'm going to draft like a Braylon Allen. Okay? Because now, especially in a high stakes league, I'm going to be all in on Bijan, and I don't really care. I mean, morally, like if Breece goes down, I feel bad. Like poor guy gets hurt. Like we don't want to wish injury on anybody. But if Breece goes down, I've got Braille now. Now I've got 2 RB1s. Does that make sense? So I'm always drafting. Listen to this. This is the important part here. An upside backup running back that I don't have. Does that make sense? So you guys get what I'm saying, right? I got Bijan. I'm getting Braylon because there's a lot of upside there. I'm not getting it. Like if I got Breece, I'm not getting an Algier because I don't see the ceiling with Algier. Algier is boring. Does that make sense? Right? If I got, Breece, I'm getting Marshawn Lloyd in the hopes that if Jacobs goes down, I got the starter there in Green Bay. Does that make sense, guys? That's how I deal with handcuffs. I don't handcuff my starting running back. You got to be all in on your players and hope for the best for them for the entire year. Don't put any negative juju out there. Does that make sense? So yeah, I don't do any handcuffs, and I don't think I'm taking Nick Chubb anyway. Apparently he's saying that he's ready. He's going to have this amazing year and like he's good to go, but he's coming off that catastrophic knee injury, but he's out there squatting like 1,000 pounds. Like, I don't know. What's going on here? Let's get some more questions here. You should have people send you their rosters and you review them on live stream. That's a good point. That's a good point. I'm not sure how I would pull them up. Yeah, we should do that. There's a way I can do that. If you guys why don't you guys email me them or something like that, or actually send them to me in my DM. I don't know if I'll even get them because I'm inundated, but at Fantasy Football Counselor, send me your roster. I'll do some roster reviews. But the problem is if you guys got 16 rounds and I'm doing roster reviews, then I'm giving away my secret recipe, and I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. Brian French says Discord. I have the number one pick in in one league and the number 2 pick in the other. I'm going Bijan, man. I mean, a lot of people are going to go Christian McCaffrey, but I'm out on Christian McCaffrey. Like I said, Super Bowl hangover, just got married, just got paid, coming off 2 pinnacle years. Like, I just don't see him doing it again. I could be wrong, but I don't see him doing it again. All right, guys, drop some questions. Let's do some rapid fire questions. I'm going to talk a little bit more about some breakouts here. Again, we talked about like Keon Coleman breaking out, a lot of rookies potentially breaking out, Anthony Richardson, which again, I don't really trust. Who else is there that could break out here? Let me pull up my list here, pull up some rankings, take a quick look on some potential breakouts since we're talking about it. Drake London's due for a breakout. If Drake London doesn't do anything, then he's done. He's done. What's up, Nick? I listen to you every day. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. Turn on the bell. Hopefully you got 16 rounds. I'll see you guys at the summit. You know what? I want everybody at the summit. Everybody, go grab your ticket right now. Let me link it below. Just Google Fantasy Sports Summit. Let me just pull it up here. You guys got to go to this thing, man. I'm going to link it right here. You guys got to all get a ticket. If you guys do get 16 rounds, you get the summit for half price. You can combo these two as well. There we go. There's a summit ticket. Gregory, so inside 16 rounds, there's a code to get the summit for 50% off. So go ahead and do that. Everybody is on live. I want you guys to all turn on the bells because I'm going to go on live every night, 8:30. I want this thing to keep taking off. I think it's just August 1st. So it's really ramping up. I find that like by mid-August, we're booming in here. So thank you guys for being here. A couple more breakouts here before I go. Drop a couple more questions, see if I can get to a couple more here. Other breakouts. We talked about Drake London. Malik Neighbors, another guy I like here. Big-time breakout potential. George Pickens is due for a breakout, isn't he? I think he has some potential there. Zamir White, breakout. Jaden Daniels. There's a ton of guys, man, that could really break out. Calvin Ridley, I mean, he's already kind of broken out. Nothing really there. Who else is there, guys? Help me out here. Any more breakouts? There's a lot, man. Oh, yeah. I want to talk about like Romeo Doubs real quick. Like, I think he's going to be the one. He's doing really well in camp, and he's the one that crushed it in the playoffs last year. He was the number one target for Love when it mattered the most. A lot of people drafting Jaden Reed and Watson, all that stuff. But man, oh man, I really think Dobbs could be something special, man. Big time sleeper. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, hit the thumbs up, guys. I want to get the thumbs up as well. Everyone that's in here, smash thumbs up. I want to get this pushed out as well, please. It really helps the channel. Okay, that's all I do for a living. I want to really get this out. Pickens or Pittman, I would lean the values better for Pickens. I personally have zero stock in both those guys. I'm busy doing other stuff in those rounds. I think Pittman will be safe. I just don't know what to expect out of Anthony Richardson. We're kind of talking about that, right? Nick says Dobbs is going to get the ball. He's going to ball. I think so, man. I think Dobbs easily should be the one there. I don't see any reason why not. So that's it, man. We talk breakouts. We talk some strategy for Superflex. We answer some questions. So anyway, I want to be on every night, 8:30. We'll try to do half an hour. We'll see if we pick it up as we get close to the season. But again, before you leave, guys, hit the thumbs up on your way out. It means a lot. And I will see you guys every night, 8:30. And go right now when we're done. Go grab the 16-round draft session. I've linked it below. Use code SMASH to save. You will be light years ahead of the sheep. I'm going to be doing a mock draft in about a week. And then that's going to be the final mock draft. But I do update the system, the 16 rounds, till the season starts. Okay? I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And yeah, Breaking Brad, do you have any words for everybody?
We now have breaking news.
Guess not. It doesn't have anything else to say. All right, guys. Thank you for being here. Smash it, tap it, hit the thumbs up. 8:30. Set your bells. I'll be on every night. Let's hang out every night, 8:30. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right? We'll talk soon, guys. I appreciate you. I got to go back, spend time with the fam. I'm out. Thank you.